going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. In today's video, I'll be giving you guys a quick guide on the brand new event, A Nightmare at Green Lake in Reverse 1999. But before I get started on the video, make sure you guys comment, like, and subscribe, and also turn on post notification bell so that you guys can always stay tuned as I post new videos. I really appreciate it. But anyways, let's not waste any time. Let's hop right into the video. So as you guys may know, we have the brand new event version 1.2, and let's go ahead and let's see what this event has to offer. So the first thing we have is, of course, the main event, which is the story. Now, this event overall is going to last for 41 days. So you guys already know the drill. The event is basically going to be split up in two parts. Part one is going to have the story, puzzle, tutorial, and item shop. And then for part two, we're going to have the UTTU. And these two, I don't know what they are, but basically part two is going to have more combat. And part one is mostly focused on the story and puzzles, and that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and talk about the story first. So when we go to the story, I already cleared it out. I cleared out the entire story mode, and I'm not gonna lie, this story mode was actually fire. Like the way that they formatted this entire story, it was just so good. It literally looked like a movie. But basically, the way the story works is you want to go through it, and then when you go through the story, you get these things called, I'm going to click this, you get these things called Canned Scream. Now Canned Scream, you basically use this to get materials and resources in the item shop, and when you clear a level, you can basically redo that level over and over again in order for you to get all the resources, in order for you to basically get these cans to trade them in the item shop. So that's pretty much how the event works, the event story. Now I will say that the way that the event map, like the event story map, works is completely different than the Remit Cup, because in the Remit Cup you would go through the story, you would clear chapters, and of course there'll be puzzles for you to solve. But in this one, we have a thing called the campsite, the Green Lake campsite. And basically what this campsite will do is it will provide you 4 buffs. It will provide you 3 buffs, as a matter of fact, and it will basically give you a huge passive, I would say. So you have to beat like a certain chapter in order for you to unlock this feature. And when you unlock this feature, you're going to have 3 buffs, and then you can basically upgrade these buffs. So if I look at cabin repairs, this buff allows us to have more HP, and I can also upgrade it. You basically need these logs in order for you to, these wood, in order for you to upgrade the buff. And if I click this over here, it says bulletin sorting. This basically gives us more crit damage. So this is kind of different than the Remit Cup event, because we basically get a buff whenever we're trying to clear a level. So if I click this right here and I click start, you guys are going to see this passive right here. You guys can see faculty, and then when you click this, you can basically see the buffs that are going to apply to your team. So that's pretty much how the buffs work, and that's how it's different than the Remit Cup event. So that's pretty much how the buffs work and how it's different than Remit Cup. Now for the item shop, it's pretty much similar to the Remit Cup item shop. You get Unilogs and pretty much all the resources you need for Tooth Fairy, they're in this item shop. So if you have Tooth Fairy, you want to make sure that you clear this shop as soon as possible, because her side cube is literally in the shop. I already bought it. Even though you don't have Tooth Fairy, you still want to clear the shop, because sharps and dust, these 2 resources right here are so scarce. So you definitely want to get these 2 resources right here, because the amount of sharps and dust you need to level up your characters is a lot. So these 2 resources right here are extremely important. And of course you have level up materials like salted mandrake, and you also have the skeleton right here. You basically want to clear this shop in order for you to level up your characters and progress through the game. So that's pretty much the event shop. Is literally similar to the Remit Cup. It's literally the same exact thing. Now next thing I want to talk about is, of course, the puzzles. So when we come over here to the puzzles, it's pretty much similar to Remit Cup as well, but this time it's a little bit different, because if I click this right here, so usually the chess piece right here, the chess piece that you usually control, you can always move it in one space. But this time, this chess piece is literally like a rook. Like if you have a chessboard, you have a rook, the rook can only move up, down, left, and right. So this is pretty much how this event will work. So you basically have these 2 buffs right here on the bottom. Like this is the first time that I'm getting introduced to another buff, but this buff right here, this green tooth basically allows you to be invincible. So I'm going to click this, and each buff will basically tell you what you can do. So for the green tooth, you can go invincible, and then for this one, it says that you can pass through one layer barricade in open spaces in a forward direction to arrive at an empty space. So if I click this right here, it says that I can basically go through a barricade. So if there's like an obstacle that's blocking the way, I can immediately go right through it. So I'm going to click this. We're going to go right through it, and then whenever you see this green knife indicator on top of the enemy head, you can literally attack the enemy and get rid of it. So I'm going to go ahead, attack the enemy, and the enemy is gone. So that's pretty much how this event works. Of course, there's going to be different buffs, different objectives, but overall, this is literally the event. You want to make sure that you get rid of the enemies, you want to clear the objectives, and you want to reach the destination, and basically you want to exit. So I'm going to come over here. We're going to go down here. Actually, I think we go up here, and then we come up here this way, and then we exit, and we're pretty much out. So of course there's going to be different objectives. You want to make sure that you clear that, but that's pretty much the difference between this event and the Remit Cup event. This event, the chess piece, it can't move one space, it has to move like a full, like it basically moves across the entire board. So that's pretty much the difference. And of course you have these buffs that allow you, that basically allows your chess piece to go invincible and go through barricades, and you also have enemies that you can attack. So that's pretty much this puzzle event. And you know, the more you progress through this, the harder it gets. It's pretty much the same thing. And you also have these rewards right here, you can claim them, and that is pretty much the puzzle event. Now the last thing I want to talk about is the tutorial. So if we come over here to the camping safety guide, the camping safety guide is pretty much similar to the main story tutorial. When the game first came out, there was basically a tutorial in the story, and it's pretty much the same thing. You basically follow these objectives. You want to make sure that you follow these objectives in order for you to get the rewards, and that's pretty much the tutorial. It's literally simple. For this first level, it says that you have to raise incantations to rank 3 to secure victory. So basically, in order for you to clear the level, you have to cast 3 incantation arcane skills 2 times in order for you to clear the level. So that's pretty much how the tutorial works, and the more you progress through the tutorial, the harder it gets. And in order for you to get additional rewards, additional resources, you have to clear the hard mode. If you guys want to get the clear jobs only, you only have to clear the normal difficulty, and that's pretty much it. You don't have to worry about hard difficulty if you don't really care about the additional resources, but I definitely recommend you guys to clear the normal and hard mode so that you can get more resources. But that's pretty much it with the event part 1. Honestly, like I feel like for event part 1, there's not really much going on because we just have a tutorial, puzzle, story, item shop, and that's literally it. I feel like for part 2, that's where all the content is going to be, because we're going to have the UTTU. It says it right here, UTTU, and these two, I don't know what these are, but we're definitely going to have more to this event. But overall, I like the way this event looks. It literally looks like a 80s movie, like an 80s horror movie. It just looks really cool. It reminds me of like Friday the 13th. It's a really good event, and I like the way that, you know, the devs are creating these type of events. Like it just looks so cool, and the way you guys can see right here in the bottom, it's like a movie cover. It just looks so good. But anyways, put your thoughts down below in the comment section of what you guys think about this event overall. Do you guys enjoy this event? I'll have to see y'all's opinions. But anyways, I'll be ending the video at that. Make sure you guys comment, like, and subscribe. I appreciate y'all for watching this video. I'll be catching you guys on the next one. Peace.